it's very important that you know what's happening in your body, okay? A lot of the times people have illnesses and diseases that kind of sneak up on them that could have been prevented if you were just getting regular blood work done and maintaining everything. And so we want to make sure that you're running at 100% on the inside, in your mindset, in your physique, in your strength, in your body, and you're just a dialed in human being. Because if you're in that place, I'm telling you, life is so much funner. Traveling the world with your family is more enjoyable. You get to be around much longer for your children, which, let's be honest, all of us want to be here as long as possible and hopefully become grandparents one day and get to see the next generation. What our goal is, right, is we're going to be transitioning into some features that allows you to communicate inside the DMs with two-way communication. So up until now, you've had one-way communication access, which means that we can message you, but you cannot message us. And what we're going to be rolling out this month, we don't know exactly the release date yet because we're just in the final stages of testing, but we're going to be releasing a GPM AI coach that is going to have information on you that you submit. So when you completed the day one method, right, it was an intake form that asked you a whole bunch of different questions and some that you might have never asked yourself before. And it was meant for it to be this snapshot around your past, your present, and your goals for the future. Now, what that's going to be is a reference point for your contact card for you. So that information is going to be given to the AI coach. And it's going to be able to pull every time you communicate with it with this context of who you are, what you've been through, what you've shared, and so on up until this point. But then you're also going to have weekly check-in forms that are a version of what you've been doing, but a little different. That is going to be released very soon. And once again, it's going to be accountability based. So we want you to have to reflect on your week. And there'll be an element of proof, but it'll be a little bit different than the sprint. The sprint, we take it up like max effort, right? But it's not necessarily meant to be sustainable in that same way. It's meant to be like 6th gear, and we're going to downshift to like cruise control and then pump it up to 6th gear for the sprint, which will be 2 times per year. But we want to make this lifestyle transformation for you that is sustainable, that you can stick with. And it's just something that becomes a part of who you are. It's not something you turn off completely after 90 days and then fall back into negative habits and stuff like that. That's the last thing we want. So we want to make it sustainable. But what's going to happen is when I went to Maui at the beginning of this month, I had a moment where I was sticking with my habits. I was doing all my steps. I was eating my clean macros meals. I was weighing everything. I was very dialed in this rinse and repeat kind of system. And then all of a sudden, I'm on my very first trip since adopting this new identity and these new habits. And I realized all of these areas that I would have excuses about in the past. Like, for example, at the airport, if I got hungry, it's like I'm trying to find a healthy option. There really isn't one. So I'd kind of go, it's fine. And then I'd eat like a burger or something like this, right? Burger was always like my safe word when I traveled, because I'm like, there's a lot of things I can't trust. A lot of things I don't know how they prepared it, or I might get a stomachache. I'm like, a burger is a pretty good safe bet for me to just not really get sick. So I would eat burgers from, room service at hotels and things like this. And I'm not saying burgers are bad. I love burgers to this day. I still eat burgers, but there was a different level of awareness around, I'm out of my environment. I'm in a different place. The climate is different. The schedule is different. The rhythm is different. Everything was different. So I decided to test out our GPM AI coach and prototype it with myself. And what I was able to do was come up with a formula. It's basically a copy and paste formula where we take our data points of our scale, which I recommend the Hume Body Pod. If you don't have one, I highly suggest getting one. We have a special referral link you can get from Cassie to invest in one and get some money off of yours and whatever. Sleep tracker or a ring or Apple Watch, or one of the ones that actually measures your sleep quality, gives you a score, gives you a readiness score. So it essentially is measuring the quality of your rest, not just the time you are asleep. It's very, very important, because when you are straining your body, walking, working, building, you're taxing your central nervous system, right? Your body is trying to basically adapt to this new level of output. And if you're not managing your recovery and your sleep effectively, it will spike cortisol and will have some negative effects where you quite literally need to have a rest day. Like, it's correlated. So having a sleep tracking device, I recommend Oura Ring. It's the one that's on my hand that I use personally. And something that measures your caloric output, so your energy that you're burning. It could be an Apple Watch, it could be an Oura Ring, Fitbit, whatever. These were kind of the three major data points that I was using to test with a daily check-in. So what I would do is I would let the GPM AI coach know in the morning what my final results were from the day before. So what I would do is I'd say, okay, yesterday I finished with X amount of steps by the time I went to sleep. I slept this many hours. I had this sleep score, this readiness score. This was my resting heart rate. This was my HRV, heart rate variability. And this is what it said on the scale. This is what my body fat percent. So I'd have this copy and paste, fill in the blanks sort of template. And I would just every morning update the data points. And then after doing this for like 3 or 4 days, I started getting some further ideas. I was like, okay, well, today is a little bit different than yesterday. We're going to be walking more or less. We're going to be having a beach day or a pool day or whatever like the major difference was from the day before. And sometimes we would be going to, let's say, a restaurant for like a special dinner. We had a reservation, something like this. And maybe I felt like dessert that night. And normally I really don't. So I would literally tell in the morning, I'd say, this is what my results were from yesterday. Today's plan is this. And my evening reservation is at this restaurant. Here's the menu that's available. And I would like to have a dessert. Tell me what I need to do with my workout today. Tell me what I need to do for my steps. Tell me what I need to do to prepare so that everything is in full alignment and I fucking crush it. And not only do I get leaner and build muscle, but I enjoy my life. I enjoy my dessert. I enjoy my family, and I get to have it all, right? The best of everything. And guys, the most incredible 2 weeks, it was like, Balazs, you're crushing it. Here's your workout, high intensity, increase this, increase that. It basically just kept giving me these very clear micro adjustments and coaching things where all I had to do was execute. Now, executing is not easy. I'm going to be honest, right? It's one thing to read this and feel the dopamine and be like, woo, yay, I'm killing it. And then you go and like not fucking work out, or you don't do the walk, or you eat 12 pieces of cheesecake instead of like 3 bites like I told you to. So you can still absolutely not succeed. But if you have the discipline and you have the ability to just be coachable and follow instructions and get shit done, and you thrive off of this like I do, oh my gosh, is it ever the coolest thing. So I started doing that. And then after it got to understand sort of this rhythm that I was on, it started to predict where I was going to be in a few days. Okay, this is where it got pretty cool. I was like, okay, so if you do this, and this, and you continue on this same sort of like 15,000 steps a day, which was normal than my 10 to 12,000 average that I was doing at home, it was basically telling me go 15,000 steps a day, because that's going to offset the oil and the way they cook food, and you're not in control with the ingredients like you are at your house. So by getting an extra bit of steps in and doing it before dinner and after dinner, you're going to basically minimize fat gain and all this shit, right? And I was like, what? Like, it was just giving me such clear coaching that was layman's terms based on what we were feeding it from behind the scenes of a knowledge base and stuff. So it was like we fed it what we wanted us to coach on, and then it gave us back the best coaching based on those circumstances. The coolest thing. So then it started telling me, Balazs, if you do this, this, and this for the next 3 days, you'll drop 0.04% body fat by your weigh-in on Friday. Now, here's the part that I want to show you guys that is like next level cool. So I think I might even be able to share my screen real quick. Just give me a second to log in. But I want to actually show you guys my account inside of the GPM method, because this is like, I'm literally using this myself, just like you guys are. I'm literally going to illustrate to you in real time how cool this is. If you want to see, let me know in the chat if you think this is cool, that I'm literally going to demo my own personal account. You guys like that? Is that pretty sweet or what? All right. You guys can see that? So basically, this is my account here, and then I'm going to go to, so you guys can see that. So when we go to body fat percentage, check this out. So literally, I went on my trip April 30th, 12.38% body fat. Okay. Up until April 30th, my body fat was like doing this weird hovering where I was going from 14%, 13%, and I was kind of yo-yoing between 13% and like 1%, basically. Kept going up from, fuck, it was like forever. It was February 3rd. Like I had a big drop, and then February 3rd until April 14th, I like couldn't figure it out. I was like, man, I'm doing my steps, I'm doing my macros, but I wasn't doing this like daily AI coach check-in. So I was just kind of like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Then I get to the trip, and right here, I had another big drop from 13.39 to, oh, actually, right here, I changed one thing. And what I changed was I started to carb cycle. So I started to pull away about 50% of my carbs on Saturday and Sundays, and about 30% less carbs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I started to actually manipulate my macros as opposed to keeping them very much the same 7 days a week, which I thought was fine. And it was kind of getting me results, but not really. Then I went, okay, I'm going to actually change my carbs specifically and manipulate them up and down a few times a week. That worked. So I was really excited. I'm like, okay, from April 14th, why is this not letting me change? So yeah, from 14th, 13.66% body fat. And I got it down to 12.23 in 12 days, 11 days. Then I went on my trip to Maui with my family. And that's when I had this idea. I'm going to check in every single day in the morning and give it as much data as I can based on my day, my plans, my numbers, my sleep, my score, my body weight, like just overload it with real-time feedback and data and ask it to help me. What do I do today? Like, give it to me, coach. And look at this. From 12.38, I dropped. This is the day we came home. Look at this. It's like I fell off a freaking cliff. Isn't that incredible? So it just goes to show you how when you have the right feedback loop and you're super accountable and you do it every single day, as opposed to what I was doing here, I was weighing in twice a week here. And I was like, man, I don't know, I'm stuck. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I got to change my carbs. Boom, got results. Crack the code. Then I'm like, I got to weigh in every single day, give it everything I got. Boom, down to 10.65. Then I came home and now my whole environment changed. I didn't have the sun. I didn't have the morning fasted walk. It was a little different schedule. I was back into certain routines and my body went, nope. And like basically, got confused and I was like, fuck, and I got to figure it out. So then I kept doing the same thing and it was coaching me through it. It's like, this is okay. This is water weight. You didn't gain fat. It's okay. You're just adjusting. So I didn't panic. Okay. And then all of a sudden back up here, it was now about 10 days after I got home and my body recalibrated. And from here all the way now to today, which is my lowest body fat percentage to date, okay, was this morning's weigh-in, 10.16. I'm this close to cracking single digits, guys. I have a goal to be 8% body fat, trying to get there by convention. It's super tricky to do. You got to learn a lot about yourself and kind of be, super dialed in. But the reason why I'm showing this to you guys is like I got even like my pictures and stuff. I'll even show you guys here somewhere if I can find where it is. Progress photos. So you can literally you can see the difference. Look at that first one right here at the bottom. That's on January 1st. And then this one was on the 29th. Almost got the super ripped physique now. Everything's coming in, muscle definition. But like, it's a journey, guys, right? It takes time. And I want you guys to be so committed to this transformation that you lock in with us for the next 12 months. We're going to be helping you with your nutrition, your macros, your daily check-ins with your coach. You just got to get the data and the equipment. And it's just the coolest thing ever to go through this process, leading you guys from the front. And it's not just about looks, right? It's about how we feel, how we sleep, our confidence, our consistency with who we want to become. But it does also translate into how you look and how you feel about yourself 100%. So anyways, I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm just telling you guys that like everything we're adding to the app is something that is, I need it myself, you know? So the daily check-ins are massive. I can't wait till you guys start doing that. In the meantime, get the Hume Body Pod, get yourself a sleep tracker. I recommend Oura Ring. It's very comfortable. It's chill. If not, some other alternative is fine as well that integrates with the app. And then your steps count, like a step counter, and your caloric burn. These are very important key data points. What we're also going to be doing is we're going to be releasing some other very powerful ways for you to use it. So we're going to have feedback loops where your marketing data, so you're running ads, for example, you'll be able to share your ad, your ad copy, your cost per lead, cost per acquisition, all your data points, and actually feed it into GPM AI Coach. And it's going to give you very specific feedback, but it's already been trained on a Enagic. It's already been trained on the comp plan. It's already been trained on every single one of my podcast episodes, every single one of my Diamond Life coaching calls. So it's not only going to give you feedback from like the wider marketing knowledge base, it's also going to give you very specific stuff that we want it to be able to help you with. So we're going to do personal growth feedback. You'll be able to check in around, you know, if you're struggling with things in your life to a certain extent that is related to what we talk about in the app. Your progress around your health and nutrition is going to be just next level, guys. So that's what's coming very, very, very soon. Let me know if you're pumped and excited on that. We're going to be doing 2 sprints a year, the same timeline as the one we just completed, which is basically leading us to convention for you to rank advance, to hit new goals right before you go to the global convention. And then we're going to be doing another one, which is the year-end sprint, to basically get you to have the best ending to the year. So that one's going to be like September, October, November, and then it will end at the end of November, and then you basically go into December, end of the year, relax, enjoy your holidays with a fat paycheck, and hopefully end the year with another rank advancement and a big title incentive and stuff like that. So these are a couple of things that we got coming in the pipeline. What else was I going to share with you guys? I think I had a couple more details to cover as well. So what we're going to do, because I'm so grateful for you guys that you're part of the sprint, that you're part of the method, is I want to give you guys a special offer, okay? And the special offer is this. We're going to give you the regular price for you guys. It will stay $99 per month. It's going to go up to $149 and $199 eventually to everyone else, because we're just adding so much cool stuff to the app. It's going to be worth it. But for you guys, it will always be $99 unless you were in the beta, which you're going to keep your beta pricing. But if you're part of the people who did the sprint, it's $99 per month. But what we're going to do is we're going to offer you a special 12-month offer where it's going to be $988, so 2 months free. And when you submit a testimonial through the video ask form that we're going to send you out to your email, we're going to give you a coupon code for an extra $100 off. So essentially, you're going to get a full rebate on what you invested into the sprint. Okay, you paid $297 for the sprint. We're going to essentially give you a $297 deduction from the 99 to lock in for the next 12 months at $888 USD. That's going to include 12 all the updates that I was sharing earlier. It's going to give you 12 months of transformation and data tracking and everything else. And we're also going to be uploading more guides and more tools and 2 sprints. So basically $297 times 2 is another $600 value that you'll automatically be able to enroll into. We're going to be adding more value to the groups, so you'll have more accountability there. We're going to continue adding into the GPM base library for how to dial in your macros and your nutrition. We're going to be also doing an entire thing around blood work and how to optimize your hormones, how to make sure that you're running efficiently under the hood, right? It's very important that you know what's happening in your body, okay? A lot of the times people have illnesses and diseases that kind of sneak up on them that could have been prevented if you were just getting regular blood work done and maintaining everything. And so we want to make sure that you're running at 100% on the inside, in your mindset, in your physique, in your strength, in your body, and you're just a dialed in human being. Because if you're in that place, I'm telling you, life is so much funner. Traveling the world with your family is more enjoyable. You get to be around much longer for your children, which, let's be honest, all of us want to be here as long as possible and hopefully become grandparents one day and get to see the next generation and all of that. So basically, there's a lot of exciting things coming. And these habits that you started to implement over the last 12 weeks, it's so important that you transition now into a sustainable way to continue to manage them. So what's going to happen is, right now it's 3:00 PST. You're going to get a email and a DM inside of the app any minute now. That's going to give you an opportunity to complete a new set of habits that will go into your app. Okay. And there's going to be 5 key habits that we're starting off with, and we're going to update them as we go and improve them and chisel them out. But I'm just going to tell you what the 5 key ones are. And then you're going to be able to add a few custom ones on top of that based on your own situation. So the 5 daily non-negotiables that we're going to use for now as a base is drinking 3 liters of Kangen water or more, like 3+ liters, reading your 10 pages per day, walking 10,000 steps, and building your Enagic business. And your daily check-in. Your daily check-in meaning you're going to take this template that we're going to give you, and you're going to pop it into the DMs and have the GPM AI coach literally get to know you. And that also is going to include the weekly, monthly, quarterly check-in as well, which will be a type form. Now, the type form is going to directly update your contact card with our AI coach. And that's going to be part of like your journey from day one, when you filled out the day one method, all the way your transformation in business, health, lifestyle, physique, etc. But the daily DM messages will actually be summarized for you and then given back to you right before your weekly check-in. So all you got to do is read your summary from your interactions that week and then pop the answers in. But the AI coach will actually summarize your conversation for you to make your weekly check-in a lot more simple. And then you're going to have an opportunity to add on some additional morning routine habits. Do you want to include and focus on macros tracking and nutrition tracking? It's an optional add-on, but I suggest that you do. I also suggest that you choose one of our fitness programs and continue to track your progress within the app for personal bests, for strength, because if you're doing a fitness program outside of this, that's fine, that's great, but it will be a lesser powerful experience for you than having all of it tracked in the app, because it will show you your PRs for different lifts and different key things right in the app. And that's one of my favorite things, is be able to see like heaviest weight on squat or heaviest weight on barbell. And it gives me like the badges and the notifications right inside the app. We're going to give you an opportunity to choose your favorite self-care and recovery habit that you're going to commit to doing at least 3 times per week. You're going to be able to add on a lifestyle and a mindset habit that aligns with you. So these will be custom habits that won't be the same for everybody, but it's something that you want to stick to, that is important to you, that you know you should do, or it's an area that you struggle with that you want to get better on. So we're going to give you guys a little bit more flexibility for the non-sprint habits. Once we do the sprint again next time, it will be standardized. These are the 10 habits. Everybody does the same thing for the 90 days or the 12 weeks. But in between, one of our ideas to make things sustainable and exciting and fun is that not only are you sticking to habits, but you're actually sticking to habits that you believe in, that are important to you, that you actually want to do. And now you just have a tool to also help you be accountable to those things. So that's what we're doing for the next month. And then at the end of June, potentially we'll have another iteration, because we're always going to improve this. We're always going to make it better. We always want to hear your feedback and let us know what you think we're doing great. Let us know what we can improve. And we're going to have opportunities for you to fill out a type form, like feedback form, that is telling us these are the habits that you wish we had or that we can include, or maybe possibly different types of workouts or exercises that we don't currently have. And we're going to build this thing out to be the most comprehensive, life-changing transformation tool that you've ever seen. but everything takes time. Okay. And rather than us waiting until it's perfect and never launching and never sharing it, we're building it with you as we go and adding these pieces on. The team is working extremely hard behind the scenes, and my life is also very hectic, and I'm doing my best to not be a workaholic and work on this like Elon Musk 27 hours a day, but I'm not in that season of my life. And so it takes longer than we want, but it's coming together beautifully. And I think you're going to be very excited when you see this new standard type form hit your account. You fill it out, and as soon as you fill it out, those habits will be reflective for you right away tomorrow. For the time being, since the AI coach isn't 100% ready, when you complete the daily check-in, just check that off last, as if it's the final thing that you done when everything else on your list was checked off. Makes sense? So it's kind of like the finale for the day. I did it, daily check-in, everything's dialed, I completed my habits, boom, and you check off that last one. Once the GPM coach is released, then that will actually include you sending a DM in the app with the copy and paste message that we will provide for you to fill in the data points. And what you're going to notice, guys, is that you cannot miss. Like, you cannot lose. You cannot go backwards. You cannot fail if you do this daily, and it becomes a part of your identity. And it's not hard to do. It probably takes me 3 minutes a morning. I weigh in, I get my data points, I have my copy and paste message, put it in, and I just go boom, 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 and it spits it out. And it's like, you're crushing it, precision execution, you're dialed in, like all this really positive, like, confirmation. And I'm ready to take on the world after this. I'm like, to know that I did my steps, drank my water, did all the things I'm supposed to do. And then I step on the scale and it shows my work is paying off. And I look in the mirror and I feel good about me. And I'm, you know what I'm saying? Guys, there's nothing better than this. I'm telling you. And then you go and conquer the day. Like, you go and talk to leads, and you're basically coming with your best self. And like, you're going to close more business. You're going to get better business partners. Your energy, your frequency, your vibration, everything is dialed in, right? Your partner's going to look at you different. Your kids are going to be like, damn, you're a superhero. It's all connected. And I'm so excited for this because, like I said, I'm leading from the front, guys. I'm using this. I'm literally in the app with the longest streaks on certain habits because I started like 30 to 45 days before anyone else had access to the app. It's a little bit like cheating, sort of, but I'm like, yo, I'm ahead of the pack, and I'm staying ahead of the pack. Like, I'm not ever letting off the gas, So, basically, that's the announcements that I had, and then I will check the chat here because I haven't been looking at the chat. And let me know how you guys feel about this. Can you guys see yourself using this? Getting pumped about this and taking everything to the next level. New normal, let's go. Jack's pumped. Naomi's fired up. Sweet. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna share with you guys the link to. I think, Cassie, I don't know, what's the plan? Are we sharing the link to upgrade for the year, or are we sending that out via email, or what are we doing now? Okay, sweet. So after this call ends, we're going to email you the details on how to do the video testimonial. As soon as you complete that and we receive it, we will respond to that email with your $100 coupon code so you can get the next 12 months with all the updates, the AI coach, all the cool things that we got going on, as well as the 2 next sprints included. And you'll get basically all of that for $888 for the next 12 months. And then you should see the email right now in your inbox for the feedback form for the sprint. Please complete that as well. And then the next one you will see is how to update your custom habits that will be reflective directly in your app right away. So those are all the updates from me. I'm excited to grow with you guys. Garrett says, the tracking of food actually fired me up to track and run ads because of the results I got with food. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty powerful stuff. And the thing about this, guys, is once you release the fear of tracking, because I think a lot of the times we have a fear of failure as like, if we actually know the numbers, we actually track it, we're going to have to face the truth. We're going to have to see that this is working or this is not working, right? But when you release that attachment of the fear of knowing the truth, and you're like, it is the truth, but I can only improve once I know the truth, everything shifts. So what we're going to be showing you how to do is not only tracking your food and understanding how different foods affect your body, how different carbohydrates affect your body, because that's what I notice about me. Like white rice and white potatoes are by far the best carbohydrates for my body. They don't give me the same, or they give me better results than bread or pasta or other things. So I just know what I should be eating on a regular basis from that. Same thing with different types of protein, different types of fats. They affect us differently. So once you know that, you're also going to know, same for business. You're going to know, like, I do really well in the DMs, or I do really well on a phone call, or I'm a talker, so I like to do Zooms versus this. You're going to get to understand yourself better. And when we complete this entire feedback loop around your mindset, around your business, around your health, around your nutrition, around your physique, and you let that ride with daily check-ins for a month, 2 months, 3 months, you will be blown away at how much better you can become simply by having this proper input output equation. That's what it comes down to. It's a formula where you do your part and it tells you to do the other part, right? And you just keep having this relationship back and forth, back and forth. And because of the AI coach component, it's kind of like you versus you. There isn't this actual person who is holding you accountable. You're technically holding yourself accountable with this proper feedback loop, which is what I've been enjoying, right? Because as a high performer, as a leader, I don't really want someone to tell me do this, do that. Like, I don't really like it as much. But to have this relationship in this way is actually getting me some crazy results. It's really, really cool. So don't be afraid to track. The truth will set you free. First, let's find out your baseline. Let's find out where you're truly at with your nutrition, with your food, with your workouts, with everything. And even the quality of your sleep or the quality of your blood work. Like, what's really going on under the hood? Go find out, right? Go find out. What is your testosterone level at? What is your different things in your body at? What is your blood pressure, cholesterol, all these things? And then find out how to optimize that. And we're going to be giving you guys a guide on supplements that you can take, different things that can help you with different things. And then you can still go find, of course, you should go find like a doctor, naturopath, peak performance kind of coach, doctor, etc., like a practitioner to really truly help you, because we're not doctors. We can't diagnose you or tell you, but we can definitely give you some insight to some things that I started to do that have gotten me results. And they're natural and they are legal and all that kind of thing, but it's just a lot of it is unknown. People just don't know that it's available to them, and that's sad, because you have access, you have the right to know. So that's it for today's call.